The Dark Devourer, the World Eater. Skulking within the shadows of fallen stars and planets, Unicron lumbers upon his new target, slowly lurking towards it as he tears his next planet-sized meal asunder, not resting until he consumes everything in his wake, relentless, unyielding, only desiring to be the center at the end of all things. Unicron! Despite that little cinematic intro I just did, and with him being the evil and destructive brother of the benevolent and humane god Primus, he really needs no introduction. Honestly, similar to my older Transformers videos on his channel, I'm gonna be yapping a decent amount about a couple of what I deem to be some of his coolest, or most menacing and violent moments throughout the Transformers series. Like, come on, dog. Unicron is the physical embodiment of gluttony, I mean evil. He is chaos incarnate. What I think is even more scary about him is the fact that Space Satan over here literally just spawned in out of nowhere on that one fateful day of August 1986. At the time of the first Transformers movie, there was no backstory, no lore, just nothing. We only saw a sentient planet choosing violence, utterly demolishing and consuming every world in his path. One such unfortunate world got turned into a planet-sized pack, and it was named Lithone, like a lithium battery. Shit. Despite being inhabited by an intelligent civilization of robots conveniently known as Lithones, Unicron does not give a blam about these bastards, and proceeds to put his grippers on the planet, gobbling them all up from the front like it was lunch. Well, in this case, it literally was. We see his internal systems going nuts while chewing on Lithone, and you can deadass hear a munching sound effect while he's doing it too. Oh my god! Hold on, I can hear some of you asking, but Izzy, wouldn't you be safe from Unicron if you escaped by taking an escape pod or something similar? No, viewer, you would not. Unicron is so massive that he has his own significant gravitational pull. We even see this in effect when some Lithones attempted to escape his wrath but got pulled back due to his outrageous size. Yeah, man. Lithone is done. Cooked. GG's. It's over. Fast forward a bit, well, like 28 minutes later, and we spot a mortally wounded Megatron along with a couple of his goons floating aimlessly in space, thanks to a particular treacherous individual. Starscream. But Megatron and his Huz were left for dead in a vast emptiness of space, until the Big U conveniently made another appearance. Space Satan showcases his skills at manipulation by approaching an almost deceased Megs and gives him an offer he can't possibly refuse. He can provide a new body for himself and his troops, just as long as he agrees to destroy Ultra Magnus and the Matrix of Leadership, basically establishing that Megatron and his cronies will now belong to Unicron, serving under his command as slaves. At first, Megatron declined all of this, stating that no one has command over him. But instead of respecting Megatron's wishes, Space Satan here decides on pulling Megatron in towards the sphincter he calls a mouth in an attempt to forcefully coerce him to accept his terms. And things went exactly as fucking planned, with Megatron literally making a deal with the freaking devil. Unicron knew that not only would Megatron choose to go out on his own terms if given a chance to, but he would fold like a lawn chair and have no choice to accept the deal. God damn! Okay, all of this to basically say that Unicron is no dummy either. Underneath all of that mass, it sounded like I said ass, but underneath that massive metal exterior lies the center of a cold, calculating and conniving core of this abomination, reformatting Megatron into Galvatron and turning a bunch of the other floating Decepticons into Scourge and Cyclonus respectively. Even crazier is the fact that Space Satan is now telepathically linked to his pet Galvatron, mentally T-wording him and putting him in the agonizing pain whenever he steps out of line. This all kind of reminds me when Babidi tried to control Vegeta during the Majin Buu arc. Man, this shit is insane! But right after creating his slaves that I mentioned a few moments ago, Unicron pulls up into Cybertron's vicinity and starts devouring 2 of the planet's moons for the love of the game! Not only did he manage to swallow a squad of unfortunate Autobots who were stuck in his path, but Unicron continued to mentally torture Galvatron while he was eating! Not only is he shown to have the ability to multitask, but Unicron is proving to to us that he's everyone's biggest eater. He's giving Riley Reid a run for her money, I'm just saying. Hold on, taking a little break from the mass carnage. I will say this though, the only things bigger than Unicron in this universe are those like and subscribe buttons in the middle of your screen. Got 'em. But if you're enjoying what you're watching so far, or if this video made you laugh or smile, then consider hitting those buttons for me. It's free 99. Or press the dislike button if this video sucks, or if you hate my guts. I'm just saying, those buttons are there for a reason. But anyway, we cut to Galvatron standing upon Space Satan's surface, and this nigga is wearing the Matrix of Leadership on his neck like it was a gold chain. He attempts to open it, wanting to use it as a holy weapon against his new demonic planetoid-sized master, but fails miserably and gets humbled immediately afterwards when Space Satan begins to transform in response to Galvatron's actions. And my god, man, this transformation sequence is genuinely so epic in scale, dude. Me and my community have our gripes with this movie, but this is one of the things they absolutely cooked with. He rushes towards Cybertron and immediately starts trying to smash it to pieces, potentially smoking the shockwave in the process like he was a Cybertronian-sized blunt, all while making Galvatron watch while doing it. The Decepticons station on Cybertron attempt to launch a counterattack, but they're doing 0 damage on Unicron the Invincible. He's literally a raid boss. As punishment for failing the encounter and triggering the enrage timer, Unicron decides to vor not only the puny Decepticon soldiers who dare to attack him, but he just casually picks up Galvatron and puts him down his throat. Well, that actually kind of sounded crazy, but it legit just happened.
Nah, bro, that's still gay. No, you're gay. He's gay.
While he's terrorizing the surface of Cybertron, Space Satan notices a pair of approaching shuttles, piloted by both Autobots and Junkions. He takes a page out of Godzilla's book and unleashes his atomic breath technique, but the needle dick ship in the shape of a corkscrew rammed itself into Unicron's eye, turning him into Fetty Wap. Speaking of his eyes, he's able to shoot the same dark energy blast out of them just like how he did with his mouth, all while standing on top of Cybertron, dude! Standing on top of your meal before you eat it is sick work. Keep your fucking grippers off the table. The bots inside the ship made their way through Unicron's internal systems, fending them off and eventually arriving at a torture station. Here, surviving Autobots and Decepticons alike are placed onto a conveyor belt, eventually dropping into a ginormous vat of acid, slowly dissolving its victims in agonizingly brutal fashion. Just a reminder that kids watch this shit in theaters with their families, by the way. What the fuck is this? This is ridiculous! And my brothers and sisters, right after the scene, Space Satan basically gets slimed up by Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime, by being worthy enough to open the Matrix of Leadership, ending his giant reign of terror. Okay, alright, wow, that was, well, I guess you could say they wasted no time with this movie, huh? They rushed the shit out of this thing. In my head, I originally planned to end this video here, since this is all legit we got out of him from the 1986 movie. Like, dog, what I covered just now was really some of his only scenes throughout the entire movie, I swear to God. I had to fill in the rest of the runtime of this video with something after all, so instead, I'm just gonna yap about multiple quote-unquote versions of Unicron throughout the separate Transformers continuities. Do any of you guys, if you still watch this channel up to this point, remember way back when in one of my Megatron videos when I was tweaking out in the intro over some Dark Energon? Well, it turns out that Dark Energon in the Transformers Prime universe is rumored to be the crystallized blood of Unicron, who in this timeline formed the Earth's core. Not only did Megatron inject himself with the purple space vent to get an increase in his power, but Dark Energon was also used in Transformers Prime to reanimate dead Cybertronians. Call of Duty Zombies type beat. Unicron in this series was able to telepathically communicate with and control those insane enough to inject themselves with Dark Energon, and was also able to conjure a large quantity of clones of himself to fight against any he perceives to be a threat. Space Satan even used Megatron's body at one point as his own personal avatar, reformatting his design and planning on unleashing ungodly amounts of destruction while putting belt to ass against Optimus. I'm running out of breath. Unicron in the Unicron trilogy, the self-glaze is crazy, but in the Unicron trilogy, this guy is fueled by hatred in an attempt to make the threat of Unicron seem real to a delusional Galvatron. Starscream, who was extremely beloved in this series by the way, would sacrifice himself in front of Galvatron and Optimus by getting vaporized by Space Satan. To make things worse for the the emotions, Starscream's blast disintegrated before it even reached him. Fuck, that's terrible. The mini-cons in this continuity were all confirmed to be Unicron seeds, and they were created with the specific purpose to invoke conflicts between the warring Autobots and Decepticons, all so that their culminated hatred for each other can continuously satiate their father's hunger. Oh my god, bro, this is yet another reason of why I fucking hate kids. Unicron in the Rise of the Beast movie, okay, he admittedly didn't do much since his minions did all the heavy lifting here, but he summons our boy Scourge and the rest of the Terracons, and, well, gave him specifically the G1 Galvatron treatment. We did see Unicron feed on a planet in live action, which was amazing, and he also tried to manipulate Optimus Prime at the end of the movie, but to no avail though. Honestly, Scourge was the one putting in all the work, with Space Satan infusing him with what we think is Dark Energon. Ignore the fact that Unicron would casually threaten to slime out his #1 shooter whenever he failed his given task though. Crazy work. In a 2005 IDW continuity, we straight up see Unicron dividing Cybertron by 2 with his bare hands. In this universe, he was conceived by a mad scientist on a planet once known as Antilla. At the time, the Antillans were being invaded by Cybertronians in an aggressive attempt to colonize the planet. So this guy, this dude, I don't think we know his name, but he was desperate. More desperate than horny 50-year-old men in a 22-year-old woman's comment section on Instagram. But this guy created a super weapon called the Talisman that destroyed all life of Antilla, transforming the once vibrant planet into the mechanical demon that we all know and love to hate. The energy from this talisman was able to travel across space and time, even transforming what used to be Antilla's sun into a black hole. And the very first thing Unicron did after waking up was to go nom nom on the fucking thing. How did he eat the black hole? After doing so, he could now harness the quantum properties of the collapsed star and use it to continuously fuel his hunger, feeding from nearby stars and only feeling full whenever he devoured worlds. And the most scariest thing of all, whenever Unicron would feast on a planet or a star, bystanders and survivors would always say in response to his gluttony, "The stars are going out." Damn. Imagine looking up outside during a clear night sky and you see nothing. No stars, no lights, only pitch blackness, the everlasting void, not knowing that Space Satan will be feasting on your world next. Listen, I don't know about you, viewer, but that right there to me, that is absolutely terrifying. Oh, and Unicron is also racist against Cybertronians, which is why he wants to smoke them like some marijuana. Blame Shockwave for that one. Oh yeah, and Unicron can also apparently see forwards and backwards in time, travel between different dimensions at will, hence the multiversal comment at the start of this video, manipulate his own size, making him either bigger or smaller, mostly bigger. All of this with the added fact that he devoured over 20% of known universes. Yes, I said universes, plural! To summarize this video in a one derivative sentence, this guy is fucking insane. Holy shit, he has me cursing like Vivzy Pop taught me English. Oh my god. I'm ending this video here though, because for one, if I made this video longer, then it wouldn't come out for the next 5 months. And secondly, there's still a lot of lore, a lot of moments of Unicron that I haven't covered. That's why I want you, my dear viewer, to tell me which key moment of Unicron was your favorite, or let me know if I missed something or made an error. Like I said, there's a lot about this guy, so I'm bound to miss something. I'm only human. But I'm about to go. I love you guys. Botanically speaking, of course. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this one, or don't do any of those things. I'm not your father. I can't tell you what to do. But I'm gonna be talking about Skybound next, so if you're interested, then stick around for that one. But yeah, y'all, like I said, I love you guys. Stay hydrated and be safe because the world is on fire. But yeah, man, yeah, peace out.